actually on a BC ferry. I love the journey between Vancouver to Wasson and Victoria. It's just beautiful. We're in the Gulf Islands here, not too far from Victoria. Schwartz Bay. Look at it. It's fantastic, actually. It's just beautiful, beautiful country. I've been doing this ferry crossing from between Vancouver and Victoria for the last, well, 60 years. It's one of my favorite journeys, actually. It's just absolutely fabulous. Flag to perform for us, but it's just not having the enthusiasm that I would like. But yeah, this is BC Ferries. These ships are, well, most of them are built in the early 90s, and they ply the waters between Vancouver and Victoria and Nanaimo, actually. Yeah, the flag is just totally unenthusiastic for us today. Beautiful. I just love being on these boats. I have seen whales occasionally in these waters on these crossings. You do have to, of course, keep your eyes peeled, be outside, be on guard, but the reward can be the fins of whales or even the breaching of whales, but it is pretty rare. But definitely killer whales do make their habitat in these waters, so if you're lucky, you might get to see one. Peeled here, scoping the waters to see if they might get a nice sneak peek of a whale. It can happen. It can happen if you're lucky. Hello, this is Watch Fan Henry. I'm actually in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia. Parliament buildings, and then we've got the famous Empress Hotel, historic CP Hotel, built in the late 1800s, and of course, tourist stomping grounds of Government Street right there. June the 3rd, 2024, and I'm going to see if I'm able to find any interesting Rolex presents here in Victoria. You never know what I might find. I do understand there are some higher-end jewelry shops on Government Street, so we'll have to see what they have on offer. Always nice to be in Victoria. Came over this morning on the ferry, 9 o'clock ferry from Wasson. And yeah, I usually make it over here about once a year, so it's not high on my list for Rolex hunting, but you never know when you might stumble on a nice Rolex opportunity. So we'll see what is happening here in Victoria. It's a nice day. I'm just absolutely gobsmacked to see a healthy display of Rolex watches here. And you know, I've been all over the world. In the last 5 years, I've been looking for Rolex watches for sale, and I've not yet hit pay dirt, so I'm not going to hold my breath, but I will go in and ask the fabled question: do you guys have any watches for sale? And I'm sure they'll give me the standard operating procedure answer, but I'll give it a try. A few bits and pieces here. Standing in the windows. Exhibition only, of course. Exhibition only. And of course, this is a Sky Dweller. Exhibition only, standard operating procedure for planet Earth. So as I say, I'll go in and ask them, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm not going to hope for a miracle here in Canada. Actually, a very generous display here on Government Street. Very nice pieces. Date just two-tone. Date just 36, two-tone. Got date just, I think that's a date just 41, two-tone. And another 36, date just 36 with diamonds on it, two-tone. So yeah, good selection of date just, both 36 and 41. Two tones. Oyster and Jubilee bracelets, looking nice. Deep Sea Dweller, black dial. Sea Dweller. I like the black dial with black ceramic dial. And the Deep Sea with the nice blue. Looks good. Submariner. Two-tone gold, black face. And then there's the blue two-tone. Looking fabulous, actually. Very nice. Okay, so I met with a gentleman by the name of Krykor Krispekian. He is the general manager, general store manager of Lugaro Jewelers here in Victoria, BC, Canada, on Government Street, and we had a very interesting conversation about all aspects Rolex, and I'm going to share with you what the results of that conversation were. So I asked Mr. Krispekian about a number of Rolex models and their availability at his shop, and he basically said that, well, yeah, right now, of course, there are not any watches for immediate availability, but he does have a wait list on pretty much whatever you'd like, and wait list times have definitely come down. And I'm going to share with you some of that information. So specifically, I asked him, well, first of all, I asked him about the Milgauss. I was curious if there were any Milgauss watches in the supply chain. Now, the Milgauss, even though it was discontinued, I believe a couple of years ago, I was thinking there might be some still for sale or maybe held back as display pieces at various Lugaro shops here in Western Canada. And he did say that no, the watch is fully sold out. It cannot be purchased new, not through Lugaro watches anyhow. So that watch is sold out and forever gone as a new production piece. So that was interesting to learn from him. I also asked him about GMTs. Well, I like the two-tone Submariners with the blue and gold, black and gold, and well, the famous ones, of course. He said all of these models they've come down. The wait time, certainly here at his shop in Victoria, BC, Canada, used to be 2 years. So he said now you're looking at about 1 year. So I actually gave him my name and number and officially put myself on the wait list for a GMT. This is my favorite watch. I would love to get a root beer, a GMT root beer. So he put my name down on the list for a GMT root beer, said it could be a year, but you never know. And if he had one sooner than that, I would make myself present here very quickly to pick up that watch. So that was the situation on the root beer. I asked him about Air King. Some of you guys have commented in my earlier videos that the Air King is a super easy watch to get. He said not so with them. He said his understanding is that although it's a less popular watch than the sports model watches, it was his understanding that production volumes were actually less. And because of that, it's still not an easy watch to get. It's still a wait list piece at his store here in Victoria. So yeah, the Air King, which I was able to purchase in Japan back in December. Very grateful that I was able to purchase it. He said it's still a wait list watch of several months anyhow. He said when you're talking 41 millimeter men's watches, he said the greatest production volume of pieces would be your Datejust, because Datejust number one, Submariners number two, but the Datejusts, there are so many variations now of dials, metals. Because of that, he said, that's what drives the numbers of watches being made for the Datejusts, 41 and 36 millimeter, to be the most, in his view, popular. Talking about the volume of production, yeah. So Datejusts are the highest production number of watches that Rolex makes. But he says, yes, there's definitely still wait lists on them. I asked him about gold watches. He said, yeah, even right now, the solid gold pieces, which some of you have reported as being available at ADs in Europe, he said, no, not at his store. Now, Here in Victoria, it is maybe you would consider it to be a satellite store of their Vancouver branch, and he said they do get less supply than their stores in Vancouver. So I was hoping that I'd walk into the store, and maybe because it's a satellite office, he might have, I might hit pay dirt and be lucky, and that he might say, yeah, I've got a couple of these watches. But he absolutely doesn't. He doesn't have any 36mm watches. He didn't have any men's watches right there on the spot available for purchase. So it was just a very nice conversation with him, and I hope that maybe I'll get that phone call for the GMT sooner than 1 year. You never know. I should also point out that he did say that if you do get called for a watch, you have to physically come to the store to pick it up. They cannot ship the watches anywhere. I think this is pretty much the same situation at Heathrow Airport. At Heathrow, they told me that if you're on a wait list and you do get the call that they have your watch, you have to make yourself physically present in the store, at the AD store at Heathrow Airport, to pick up the watch. And that is the same situation here at Lugaro Jewelers here in Victoria, BC. So that was an interesting a polite reminder as well on that fact. It just goes to show that I will keep on going to ADs when I pass them, wherever I happen to be, and have a polite conversation with the store manager just to see what they happen to have in stock. So it's been a while since I've been in contact with you guys, and I just haven't been doing too much travel. So we'll hopefully get some more content up sooner than later. Yeah, I just wanted to share my visit here with Lugaro Jewelers in beautiful Victoria, BC, Canada. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, definitely, as always, I look forward to your comments. Please do leave your comments below. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent, whatever. I love to read your comments. If you've enjoyed my video, which I hope you have, definitely would appreciate a thumbs up. And thanks again for watching it, and I will look forward to seeing you all on my next video. Bye for now.